Chattisfying.
Hello, mother funsters, and welcome to episode 20 of Chattisfying. My name is Mellar. Today we are joined by co-host Moonlitxshadows.
Hello.
And our special guest today is Angry Angel.
Hello.
Just before we actually start, I'm just going to mention, because you may have noticed there hasn't been an episode of this for a while. We're going to sort of soft reboot the formula a little bit, and this is going to be the kind of transition between. So keep an eye out for the start of season 3 is going to be in the next episode, which will be next month. Where we change things up. So you might have heard that the previous episode was the start of season 3. Ignore old Mellar. Old Mellar doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh.
Instead, pay attention to current Mellar, who does probably know what he's talking about. We have actually changing things slightly. So segment 1 is going to be the topic. Segment 2 is going to be the interview, and then we're going to go into contextual chattification. We are dropping follow, sub, or dip entirely. That's not showing up anymore. Sorry if you're going to miss that, but I get the feeling probably not. Anyway, moving on. So our topic of the day, I thought it was a rather appropriate topic because Angry Angel is quite new to streaming. So we're talking about the expectations of a brand new streamer. So it's quite a sort of broad topic. If you want to sort of give your thoughts, Angry Angel, and then we'll take it in turns, and then we'll have a bit of a back and forth afterwards.
Sure. So I made a goal for myself this year to do some new things and enjoy my life outside of work, to find that work-life balance, and streaming was one of those things. And so I already had a setup from when I was teaching online during the pandemic. And so I had a nice microphone. I had a pretty decent camera. I was set up and ready to go. And I set a very reasonable goal of making affiliate by the end of the year. So, because I didn't know really anything about how long it takes or how you get viewers or anything. Sure. I just thought you just show up. And so at the my very formative years, when I was spat out of, the PlayStation 5, and I took a look out there, there wasn't really anybody out there at first. The one person watching me was me. For a long time. And so towards the middle of January, I said, well, what can I do maybe to widen my community? Because I've moved so many times that I don't really have a friend group like in person that I could be like, hey guys, I'm trying to make affiliate. Can you watch me? Can you tune in when I go live?
I honestly don't that either.
And I didn't want to create that many bot accounts. So I Googled some stuff, and it said, check out Discord, watch other streamers, see how they do things, find streamers that entertain you and try to kind of mimic what they do and adopt it. And all of a sudden, by the end of February, I had this group of amazing people that I was talking to in Discord, online. I was in their chats. They were in my chat. And all of a sudden in March, when I did my birthday stream, someone rated, like the thing that was last for me was the concurrent viewers, the average viewers.
Yes, that is what gets everyone for sure.
But I have to shout out Jeter Juice. She does a lot of cozy streams. She rated me with 25 people.
That actually sounds very similar to what happened before I was affiliate too, actually.
Honest to goodness, if she hadn't done that, I wouldn't have made affiliate when I did, but it happened right on my birthday, and I was like, you know what, fine.
That happened on your birthday. That's amazing.
Yeah, since then I've been doing kind of that same stuff. I've been expanding who I watch. I've been expanding who I talk to on Discord. I've been, making sure to watch people, making sure that I'm visible out there, because really what I've discovered the heart of streaming is community.
It is, yeah.
And you rate into people, they rate into you, and we build each other up. And that means a lot to me. So as a baby streamer, I'm in my 6th month. as an affiliate. That's really the heart of what I've discovered streaming to be.
What are you expecting from it from now? So you're 6 months in. You've hit affiliate. You've hit a certain number of the goals that you had like from the start. Have you reevaluated? Have your goals changed or?
So right now, my goal for the summer and leading it, because when the school year hits, it's a lot different than when I'm streaming over the summer. So my goal has been to be consistent so that people know when I'm going to be live. They know when they can tune in.
Consistency is very important.
So key, especially because I'm not streaming for very long. So I get home from work. I get on at 4 p.m. Eastern. I stream until about 6:30 p.m. Eastern, and then I have to get off and have dinner and do things around the house. So my key this fall has been consistency, so that those people who do support me and are in my community know when they can show up to support me and when I might raid into them. And my other goal is, well, something that I'd be interested in getting feedback on is the one thing on Twitch where they have those little goals that you can tick off, is I'm not sure how to get 50 people in my channel at once. That's a mystery. Yeah, and I think that's going to come later. I think that's too big for where I am right now. Yeah. And so I'm just kind of keeping it consistent right now and doing what I'm doing. And when I hit that 1 year mark, I might make some bigger goals. But right now it's just, can I show up? Can I entertain? And can I support my community for now?
Yeah, and get a nice community going and everything.
Yeah.
So what would you say is your end goal with streaming? Is it to have like the main goal? Would you say it's to have a certain number of subscribers, a certain number of concurrent viewers, a certain amount of chatters at the same time?
I think so. I've always kind of been an entertainer. My background is in music, and I've done a fair amount of drama and things like that. So, I mean, I guess my ultimate goal might be to be a full-time streamer. And I know that sounds ridiculous that I'm 6 months in, but I just, teaching is becoming an industry where we're getting really restricted and controlled. And I don't want to get into a lot of political stuff, but, but I am a person who's inclusive. And who cares about people. And so I would love for streaming to be an exit ramp, right, where I can be myself and I can support people virtually, more so than I might eventually be able to do in my own classroom. But that's like a 5-year goal. That's definitely not a 1-year goal, but I think somewhere down the line, I'd like to stream consistently, entertainingly enough to maybe someday have this be
your full-time
what I do.
Yeah.
Did you think that's a realistic goal?
In this, so sometimes I find myself getting lost in the idea that I'm a small fish in a big old pond. Because I'm a math teacher now, and when you look at the statistics, the people who make money off of this are just, it's like the top, like 1% of streamers. So is it a realistic goal? Probably not. I would probably pair it with something like online tutoring.
Yeah, to have like two things going.
Right, but it's all online and I can do it from home. And so is it going to be my only source of income? No, probably. But I'd like it to be like maybe a third.
A good chunk of it, yeah.
Like enough that it maybe counts as a part-time job at some point.
To count as a part-time job would be amazing for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work on and off stream as well that goes into getting that to that level, and a massive chunk of luck. Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely a big element of luck involved.
There is a mountain of luck, for
unfortunately, no way around that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be the best streamer in the world, but if you've got no luck, you're never going to get seen, you know.
Getting rated by someone who had like 25 or so viewers, I had the same thing happen like with Mrs. Freeze. That's how I met Freeze.
Yes.
She rated into me with about 20 something people, and I was still not at my 3 yet. And so to go up to that high actually increased my average viewers to almost hit 3, and then shortly after that I did hit 3. And like getting found by the right people can just really make or break sometimes.
There's another
which is
streamer that's
crazy.
disappeared that that is definitely missed, because we were talking about that just before the show started, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Mrs. Freeze for sure.
Mrs. Freeze, yeah. It's been a while for her too.
Yeah. No, I've got a couple of notes that I just took. First of all, Angry Angel was kidding about the bots. That don't do that. That's illegal.
Just no, I sense that that's a industry joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking like oh god, I don't think I can make that work.
Just a brief disclaimer.
A brief disclaimer, massive joke.
But no, another thing that I did write down, I was just interested because you mentioned the fact that you'd already got quite a lot of the hardware because of being a lockdown teacher. Just out of interest, was that hardware paid for by yourself, or did the school pay for that because it was to do with work?
I paid for it, and then I can write it off on my taxes.
Yeah, I was gonna say
right. Okay.
But it's very limited. Teachers can write off up to $300 of school supplies that they buy. And in where I live, we get $300 a year from the state anyway to buy school supplies. And then at the school level, we get another like 150. So like, I'm not a teacher. If you're a teacher buying your own school supplies, cut it out and make your district pay for it. That's off topic. But the microphone and the camera and everything that I bought, I did on my taxes.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So you bought it with your own money, but you got the tax break from it. So the other thing I wrote down is because you said that you started off, you were sort of you were streaming to one person, you were doing that sort of classic thing that a lot of people do when they start, where they're basically just screaming into the void, which I think is a bit of a rite of passage for new streamers. And then you decided that you wanted to do it differently. You watched the video, right? Now, when you saw that video, did you set out to network, would you say?
So for me, it was kind of both at the same time, networking and making friends.
Yeah.
Because I've basically moved every 2 to 3 years, often between state lines.
Right.
And so I've left a lot of friends behind. And it's a little overwhelming for me to make friends at work. I'm not a real in-person friend kind of person.
Yeah.
And so this felt like a safe way to seek out people who were like-minded and that I could maybe make connections with. So I did, it was networking, but it wasn't like, I'm going to go out and find some business partners. Like it was more like, I want to learn from you.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I also be your friend because I think you're amazing? kind of a process. Like it was more of a mentorship.
Yeah.
Kind of seeking out mentorships from fellow streamers, but I guess that's networking. So yeah, I guess it was kind of a double-edged sword, but in a positive way. I was kind of looking for both.
Yeah, that's fair. That's quite interesting because I've always kind of said when it comes to sort of networking, it's like networking makes it sound a bit too formal and it's too much like hard work, to be honest. Making friends is basically what I think is a really good sort of motivation just for being on Twitch in general. And it's definitely, I think, why most people that I hang out with and that are successful do. You know, you sort of you're not so much you know, going to I don't know, network and be productive or whatever. You're going to hang out with your mates and make a show for them, kind of thing for the streaming. And I find that generally speaking it seems to be a way that is better for the mental health of the streamer as well, because what I do see quite a lot, and it's really sad to see because it makes me feel really sorry for them sometimes. It's like people who have all these like high expectations going in, and then those expectations aren't met, and then they just the person ends up getting incredibly sort of dissatisfied with the entire experience and giving up.
and then just gives up. Yeah.
Which is really disheartening to see. And you do, you talk to people, don't you? And you do sort of see people, and they put so much effort into the stream, and then people don't necessarily turn up, and they're like, "Oh, I'm doing something wrong. Do people hate me?" And it can really mess you up.
Tear you apart.
So it feels like you come from it from a really healthy perspective. To be honest, Angry Angel, where you've kind of you actually have very realistic expectations, more realistic than most new streamers, if I'm honest. Even I had, I mean, I didn't really have a huge amount of expectation going in, but I did have some sort of idea that maybe it would be nice, and I've only had that expectation stripped from me. I mean, it was a long time ago now, but I don't know, maybe a year afterwards, I'm not really sure.
Well, I think something that I really, like I said at the beginning, that I've really been prioritizing for myself over the past couple of years, since we came back from the pandemic, is I need to leave work at work, and I need to do what I love at home. And anything I choose to do, I have to do it. I have to do it so it's me. I perform all day for my students. I don't want to come home and perform on the internet.
Yeah.
And I mean, I do a little bit. Y'all be playing that chicken dance every 30 seconds. But I'm mostly myself on stream. Just going around. But I knew I wanted this to be something I enjoyed. And so I really had to think I want to play games I enjoy. And if people show up to them, great. If they don't, I'm going to play them anyway. And maybe me is what gets them to show up, not necessarily the game. And so that's a lot of what I've been thinking about lately, is how do I add extra channel point stuff, sounds, things like that, that maybe aren't necessarily linked to the game, but that people show up because they get recognized. I do video shout outs when people come into my stream. And so I'm trying to think of ways to make my stream more rewarding for my viewers.
Yeah.
So that they'll want to come hang out.
Yeah. I mean, me and Mellar both have so many things set up through Mix It Up, and
we share a lot of commands, don't we?
We need to get Dork Army over here.
That is a good idea.
I can copy the command, send the files, you put them where you need them, and the command would all be set up.
Let's do it. Why the hell not?
Awesome.
So let's ask Moon then, sort of from the going back to the start. So what I know that you sort of started streaming, I think in 2019, because I know that you became an affiliate in March 2020, around when lockdown started.
Yeah, it was literally when lockdown started. Yeah, so
that's how I kind of got very invested in your stream.
Because you came in, Silver came in, and it just kind of expanded from there. And shortly after was when I got the affiliate, Freeze rated in as well. So yeah, it's just been a lot of fun since then, for sure. You do see a lot of people come and go.
What was why did you start streaming though? What was your sort of motivation for that?
I actually had streamed a while back on YouTube, and I did some Fire Emblem in that, and I don't know, I just ended up losing interest in it for some reason. I don't even remember why. I don't know, maybe I just never noticed that my views going up or anything like that. I'd have a couple people come in and have a good time here and there. But then I don't know, I started streaming on Twitch and doing Zelda randomizers and all that stuff, and I ended up really enjoying myself, so I just kept going with it. It was just fun.
Fair enough. And did you expect anything coming in? Did you think that I'll get some subscriptions on this kind of thing, or donations? Or...
Not really too much, honestly. I feel like it was just more for a hobby, and then when I did get affiliate and started getting subscribers, and the shenanigans of Silver and Northern, that kind of blew my mind. Just a little bit.
Yeah. For context, so this is the first time I properly hung out in your stream. You just become an affiliate, and there was two people in chat that were fighting for the top spot on subs. So basically everyone that joined chat got a sub, and
Yeah,
by the time
every viewer was subscribed.
by the time the stream was over, you'd already hit your 50 subs. It was
I had a
ridiculous.
sub goal, I think I was it must have been like 20. It was one of the sub unlocks because I had emotes or emote unlocks because I had emotes made. And I was like, okay, well, if we hit the sub goal, I can add the emotes. I hit that sub goal.
It was one of the most wholesome streams I've ever experienced. It was great. And
I was broken.
I think
I couldn't even play the game anymore.
I do sometimes think back to that because I do wonder, because obviously now I've got the most hours viewed on your stream by quite a long way, and I do wonder if that hadn't have happened, if I would have gotten quite as invested in your stream as I did, because it does make me wonder, because it was one of those things where it was a bit of an event. It was like a moment in time, like a flash in the pan, and you wouldn't get that kind of thing very often. Just to witness it was quite an experience. So yeah, fair enough.
How did you end up coming across me? Actually, I don't know if I ever.
You randomly raided me when I was
I raided you. Right, I found you when I was doing OT. That's right. I found you, and then we just hit it off. So honestly, even just making friends with other streamers is a huge way to improve yourself on Twitch for sure.
Yeah. Well, I suppose I better tell my story then, eh? Because I was just thinking about the reason why I started streaming, and I find myself having to go back a surprisingly long way.
Yeah, and, you're much farther away than even me.
Well, no, even back before I streamed, because I think I always wanted to stream, but I didn't have the tools to do so. I think without wanting to sound like too much of a yuppie, darling, I think I've always been a bit of a content creator at heart. Even when I was 9, 10, me and my mate. This is embarrassing, by the way. I shouldn't even be saying this on stream, but we used to we used to do music videos with cuddly toys. No one ever saw it, but I know, right? And
okay, we need to set a goal. If
they don't even ask. They don't exist. They don't exist anymore. All right, I made sure of it.
We don't put on a new show.
They've got to be somewhere, Mellar. Come on.
No. Even if they aren't, let's just get him to reenact.
I lost a lot of data. Oh. We lost I lost a hard drive back in long time ago.
He lost a hard drive.
Yeah.
Boink.
I actually did have a hard drive crash once, and I lost a lot of my AMVs that I never can see again, and I'm so sad about it.
My dad and I went to Lanzarote, and all of the Lanzarote pictures were on that hard drive, so it was like we never went.
Oh no. Hard drive crashes. Oh god.
There was some other stuff on there that I really lament. Well, I do lament losing, because one of the things I used to do when I was a little bit older, me and my mate, same mate, used to make Warcraft 3 maps in the style of World of Warcraft dungeons with bosses and stuff. Except obviously it was top down because it was Warcraft 3. I mean, we never actually we never shared it with anyone, but there was always that intention of sharing it. It just never happened. I wrote a book, again, never shared it. I just like making shit, to be honest. It's just fun. And then I was on Twitch really early, because I remember back in, I think it was 2009. Back when Twitch was still in beta.
You were actually before the affiliate program was even a thing, right?
Sort of. So I actually had a user before I created the Mellar21 username on Twitch back in 2009. I was a fan of a YouTube vlogger called Tokyo Kuni, and he used to stream on Twitch when it was in the early days. I think he had something to do with he was providing feedback for them or something. He was speaking to, I think, the developers. I'm not really sure. But then I didn't go on Twitch again for absolutely years, until I think, when was my account created? February 6th, 2013. And I sort of came back to Twitch, and I used to watch a few streams. But I really wish that I'd started streaming back then. But I didn't have the ability to do so. So basically, as soon as I had a computer that could do it, I started streaming. But it was just for guild stuff at the time. I was in a World of Warcraft guild, and we did raids. So I used to stream the raids and stuff. And
Apparently, I've had an account since 2014.
well, there you go. But I just wanted to create something because I hadn't created anything for a while at that point. The last time I'd done anything really creative was the book that I finished when I was like 22.
That's cool though that you did something like that.
Yeah, it was fun while it lasted, but the problem with the book is that once you finish writing it, you finish writing it. You know what I mean? Like, so I wanted like a creative outlet, and streaming kind of felt like that. And I was kind of, I was doing, I guess, a service to the guild, and I never really saw it as like a streaming thing, especially as I had like really shit internet, so like the quality was really bad.
Really bad, yeah.
And like I didn't have any other stuff. And this was before the affiliate program existed. But then I eventually upgraded my internet. It took ages to upgrade my internet. There's a whole saga that happened with that. It took me months to get someone to actually come and do it. It was ridiculous. I ended up raising a complaint to the company about it because they messed me up so much. But eventually, I upgraded my internet, and I thought, okay, well, let's actually focus on streaming instead of just streaming World of Warcraft. And because I was focused on World of Warcraft, I was just streaming because so people, guildies could watch. That was the only really reason. And I started streaming other games, and I started focusing on things, and it was just that at that time, like everything kind of came to bear at about the same time because the affiliate program came out at that exact time. I happened to meet the affiliate requirement for the first time. And also, that was about the time that I got my my webcam as well. So it all kind of came together at the same time.
Came together at the same time, yeah.
I was like, right, well, let's give this thing a go then. And I mean, it was a while ago, and I'm just like, what was I expecting? I don't really know, to be honest with you. I mean, it was all quite new, and obviously when you're filling out the affiliate program and it's going on like, oh, you're getting like money for this and money for this, and like it's difficult not to sort of see the dollar signs rolling up, isn't it? Like, when it's like to the perspective of the streamer, like especially if they don't really know Twitch, it's free money, basically, isn't it? Like from that perspective, it's not. But from the perspective of someone who doesn't really know, like from the outside looking in, it's free money. And I was like, well, this sounds pretty freaking good. So I set it all up, and I just sort of went with it. But then at some point, I'm not really sure what happened. But I definitely got to a point where I was like, I think I realised that actually making the money and making a go of it was just not a realistic goal. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I don't really care because I just enjoy it so much.
You just enjoy it, yeah. That was me as well. I've always just really enjoyed it. Yeah,
and that was actually funny enough, and I don't think it's a coincidence. I think that was about the time that I started actually growing. And yeah, it's all about community at the end of the day. Like, and you do sometimes you see, you do sometimes see streamers that are clearly in it for the money, and like it's a vibe, and people catch onto that vibe even subconsciously, and it's such a turn off, and you end up wanting to hang out with the people who are doing it for fun. And it is fun. It's not just the being live that I find fun. This is something because I do have a few stream friends that really enjoy the streaming but don't like the background stuff and find it really difficult, and that's fine. But I really enjoy a lot of the background stuff. I love all of the intricacies and like sitting there. I mean, obviously, I always have something else on in the background. Like just sitting there doing the background stuff would be mind blowing. But you've got like someone else's stream or something on in the background, and I love setting up things on Mix It Up or faffing around in Twitch to add channel point redeems or
like recently I did the new wheel. Setting that up was actually frustrating at times but fun.
Or adding the voice acting and stuff. Like you'd be surprised, those haunts that I put on the stream where like one of the Doki girls will come on and be like, hey, don't forget to use your channel points. You would be surprised how long they take to make, honestly, because I have to I normally script it, and then you have to record the video, but then you have to get the assets together that you want for to show up on the screen, and then you have to put it together. Then you actually have to tie it into Mix It Up so that it comes up when you want it to. The whole thing takes ages.
Let me tell you, the fun that I had doing all the loved ones lip syncing.
Yeah,
that was a blast, let me tell you. Taking the images and chopping them up and doing like the pose plus the lip movement.
Yeah, exactly. It's also time consuming, but it's fun.
It brought back my AMV editing skills. That's what I used to lip sync to stuff in AMVs as well.
Yeah,
just like
excellent.
them singing instead of the mouth, like, you know, moving to not anything. I'll be like, well, hey, their mouth moves to the lyrics. Boom, baby. It's fun. I do like the background stuff of editing in that.
It is fun, and I love the feeling of like the iterative improvements. It means that obviously from one stream to another you don't necessarily see the improvements, but then if you go back and watch
oh god, yeah, if you went back to one of my old streams, I think there's a clip lingering around from when I played Undertale. That's, I think, the oldest clip on my stream.
Yeah, and you can really see the difference.
You can see the difference about I'm using like one of these mics, and I don't have much going on, and I don't even think I really had a bot back then.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it was bare bones.
You can really see the difference. Like a really good example is because when Angry Angel shouts me out, it quite often plays one of my old clips when I was playing like Terraria or Minecraft.
And you're like, no.
It's embarrassing.
I get excited. We call it the baby Mellar hour. The clip pops up and we're like, oh look, it's baby Mellar.
And another thing with the like whole community part, like you notice a lot of meshing in some. So like you can go to Sarge, you can go to Mellar, you can go to me. You're gonna see some very familiar faces. Our communities have all just kind of went.
And you get those moments, don't you, where like someone will use an exclamation command that's on one stream but not the other, and you're like,
not the other.
I'm sorry, Blazing, that one doesn't work here.
I mean, to be fair, RAR is appearing on all of the channels.
Yeah, she's
also not on mine yet. I'm working on it.
Okay,
I'm working on it, RAR. I'm gonna get that working for you. RAR.
Blazing's got it now. And Sarge has it, Aurora has it,
Randy obviously has it, I have it,
Randy has it.
So RAR is the true haunt
she's
of all the channels.
She is, yeah, she's everywhere. You do exclamation point RAR, you're gonna get a RAR. It's gonna be from her.
It's literally her saying
she always re-records it.
That's amazing.
That's what I mean. I love the community aspect of like that we have similar commands here and there and all that.
I think, to be honest with you, I mean, what I always wanted from Twitch is a creative outlet, which I get because I love all of the extra stuff, but also community. I wanted to make friends. So, like, as you get older, I'm sure you guys know that it gets increasingly more difficult to make friends. But no, it's so much about the community because you go on, you perform, you do kind of perform for your friends. Like what you said about like you don't want to perform. I mean, I don't. What I've said this absolutely ages ago, I think, on the old podcast or maybe early on in Chattisfying, but because you want to present yourself, you don't want to be someone else when you're streaming. You know, because it does sort of feel a bit fake and all this kind of thing. You want to be genuine, but I definitely present like the most outgoing version of myself, the most kind of energetic version of myself.
It's still you, but just a little like. A little up.
Yeah, it's me turned up to 11 basically when I stream. I think that's okay because you're still being authentic, right?
Yeah, that's what she was mentioning there.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so nice just to be able to do that because otherwise every day is just the same, right? You know, and streaming is literally like one of the highlights of my week. I love it. It's you know, it is so much fun. It's great to be able to like hang out. It's almost like a party. You know,
I was sad I had to cancel my stream today. I needed to build this. I'm like, I don't want to be on my cruddy chair when I'm with you guys because that's just going to be uncomfortable for me because it was slanting, right? So I was like, yeah, sorry, Blazing, I needed to cancel and I need to go build my chair.
But it's also an incredibly safe place to
to
hang out because if you think about it, like. You get to hang out with people, but if there's someone there that you don't like that says something you don't like, you just ban them, right? You can't do that in real life. You
could ban-hammer them.
You can't like on a bus if someone
not be legal.
On a bus if someone just randomly says something that you disagree with, you can't just be like get out. You know, But you can,
just take an action.
you can totally do
honestly, it wasn't even always that way for me. Twitch just recently, very recently, updated the banning process where now they're just, you don't see them, it's so much safer now even than how it used to be before I started streaming on Twitch. Because I remember I dabbled in streaming back a while ago on my PlayStation 4, and I read articles that were like, you couldn't ban people, that trolls were just everywhere, and like, what do they call them? Hate raids, or like just nasty
hate
raids
were a thing. Yeah. I don't know if that still goes on. Hopefully not.
It happens. I think I've seen it happen in the bigger streamers. We'll sometimes get that, but I just feel so much safer now, even than I felt in February or March, because of the new stuff that Twitch has been rolling out
they've
this
got like
year.
the shield mode and like just a bunch of stuff that can really just stop things in their tracks before things get out of hand. If somehow you did get something bad like that happening.
Before we move on, we did have a viewer submission on Discord. So Amanda said, agree or disagree, you can't grow big on Twitch without exposure on an outside medium, so it's related.
It is.
Yes.
What do you think, Angry Angel, on that? Agree or disagree?
So I disagree. Well, he said you can't without doing it, like you have to do it.
Yeah.
I disagree.
It helped a lot to do so.
I disagree 100%. From a new streamer perspective, in today's social media landscape, I think I read his question right. In today's social media landscape, the way the algorithms work now, if I posted I was online, like 3 people saw it. I post on Twitter, I post on Discord. Now, Discord's helpful. Now, if we're considering Discord a social media type exposure, it's helpful. But I kind of discovered that, even though I was taking the time to post in the promo channels, I wasn't seeing a lot of people coming from those different Discords to watch my streams. And so I've actually stopped posting when I go live, except in my own Discord channel. Because it took up a lot of time. I'm not in a lot of Discords, but I think Twitch is its own animal now. Whereas in the past, you didn't have a nice app with notifications and you would be like, it's its own thing now. And I think the best way to expand your channel and to grow your stream is to do that. Well, like you said, networking feels too like sterile of a term, but you need to go out there and you need to join the community and you need to like interact with different
people and stuff.
I have found more success just clicking on a random streamer and seeing if I like what they're doing and saying hello than I have posting on Twitter when I go live. The only thing that happens when I post on Twitter when I go live is I get like 10 graphic designers. They all like the post and then they reply to it with their like,
do you want some graphic design done?
Do you want some Twitch overlays? Like, so I think it's more in the connections and less in the posting now in today's world.
Yeah, I think you're right, because I think that there was definitely some conventional wisdom a few years ago where there was a whole thing about how undiscoverable you are on Twitch and how much more discoverable you are on other platforms. And while
there's one in your chat right now, Mellar. There's one in your chat right now.
Well, it's a follow bot, isn't it? Really, but yeah. But I mean, that follow is a completely different subject.
Well, sure, but
they're just as
it's connected. Like it's all algorithms and bots.
But the thing is, right? But there's a few facets to it which makes me kind of think that it's not really valid advice anymore. One is don't stream for growth. and I haven't done for a long time. So in many ways, I don't really care. I stream. I want to make friends. Now, what you could say is,
you get new people,
you're
awesome. If you don't, you're not gonna be all like, end of the world.
Yeah, what you could say is, oh, you bet you're gonna make more friends if you go onto other platforms. Not really. I mean, what you're gonna make on Twitter is probably enemies. Let's face it. What else is there? I mean, realistically, I mean, they say about sort of YouTube and all that because you're more discoverable on YouTube. But I honestly think at this stage that YouTube and Twitter, in terms of making content for either or, like you're making videos for YouTube, making streams for Twitch, pretty equal, really. All things considered, like you pretty much. I mean, there probably is a trick to the algorithm on YouTube, but if there is, I haven't figured it out. But
yeah, I've definitely heard people saying that there's a bit of a trick to it, but
yeah,
like in certain ways, you can like name your videos and that to help get more attraction and shit.
But the counterpoint would be, how many regulars to your stream have you gotten from Twitter, Angry Angel?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like that's why I stopped hosting. How many
have you gotten from Twitch? I can think of at least 2 just off the top of my head.
yeah, exactly. Like it's a lot more.
Yeah.
And I think it's because Twitch is its own animal now. Twitch is its own social media site. Whereas it didn't used to be. But also Twitter and Facebook didn't used to be ad engines. They used to be Twitter and Facebook used to be places you could have a community. And you talked to people and you were in friend groups and you did things. Now it's just it's something different. Whereas Twitch is definitely for a community. So yeah, I as a young streamer, as an old new streamer, I have, and I teach statistics and pre-calculus. So like I can look at the data and I'm just like, this isn't doing anything for me.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna use Twitter like I use Twitter, which is to get news. Like I don't post, other people post and I read them.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
So
yeah, I'm not big on social media either.
I did try Twitter, like as content creator Mellar. I started a Twitter, I think in like 2000, must have been 2019, I think. It was a while after I'd started streaming properly, but it wasn't like that long after. And I like, well, not only did I not get anywhere with it, but it just felt like the biggest waste of time. But even more than that, when I was like scrolling and you know, being the consumer of the content rather than the creator of it, I was just like going through it and I was like, what is this? Like I hate this. And I just got to the point where I was like, I think I just kind of reached 10. I was like, I think I'm going to drop this now and never go back.
Never looked back.
Yeah.
Well, I think that the heart of that is do what works for you. Do you know what I mean? Like if I already had a really strong following on Twitter, it would probably be good for me because you'd be getting the retweets, you'd be getting the eyes on your posts. But I don't have a lot of Twitter followers, so
basically the only way that I feel like social media can help you get more viewers is if you already have attention somewhere.
Yep.
Essentially.
And even then,
it doesn't always work.
Even then, the algorithm hides posts that aren't paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
like I have YouTube channel, but it's A&B centered.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
and I actually can't get views on it anymore. Even though I have tons of subscribers, I can't get the views anymore because something's gone wrong on YouTube.
Well, our very first guest, Navelo, he's literally got like thousands of YouTube subscribers. His content is pretty much the same because he does sort of some professional first person shooting stuff. He's you know, he's really good. And he said, you know, that there's pretty much no overlap. There's the people that watch the YouTube stuff. There's the people that watch him on Twitch, and the overlap is almost non-existent. And this is someone who has a massive following on both, like a big following, I would say.
Sometimes it can overlap, sometimes it just won't.
Yeah.
It all, I don't know. It just, I think it might depend on who you have watching sometimes, if they have an interest in both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think speaking back to when we were talking about making it manageable and making it who you are, think like if I just sat here and thought, okay, because I can export my videos to YouTube from Twitch. Like I think my YouTube channel will end up just being a place where I hold my videos because they expire on Twitch. So at first eventually I'm going to start exporting my VODs to YouTube because that's the main use for YouTube, is because Twitch cuts them out. But I know people that like dual stream, like they'll stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time, and I'm just like, I'm a big believer in pick something and stick with it.
Well, there's also an issue with the terms and conditions there. If you're an affiliate or above, you're not allowed to do that. A lot of people actually like. I don't know if they've changed it, but last time I checked, the rule was you're not allowed to make the content available on any other platform for 24 hours after you finish streaming it. There's so many people that break that rule because I put it immediately up on YouTube, and you're actually not allowed to do that under the affiliate program. You have to wait at least 24 hours before you make it available anywhere else, which also goes into the restreaming. You can't make it available anywhere else, so if you're restreaming, you're automatically breaking that rule. To actually flip-flop on the point that I was making, though, I do think that Discord is a social media, and it's actually rather good. And I think that a good method of just making friends in terms of like the Twitch space. And you don't have to be a content creator. You just anyone on Twitch, right? You don't have to make a Discord. Like, I do genuinely think there are too many people in this world just have a Discord server. I know that's rich coming from me. I've got one. I know that Moon's got one. Angry Angel's got one. Everyone and their wife seems to have one, right? You don't need, as a Twitch streamer, you don't need a Discord server, right? But what you should do, what I think is a great idea, is to be present and sort of make noise in other people's Discord, and that is how you sort of become a full member of the community. And that there's I remember seeing absolutely ages ago, you know, when you're watching these like these videos of like 10 stream tips and all this kind of thing, and it's really true. It's like, don't just post your go lives like in a Discord that you don't speak in. And if I'm honest, I am a little bit guilty of doing this sometimes, but like, go into the Discord, get known, and then post your go lives. I mean, if you're known, people will be more predisposed to come because you're starting to become mates with them, right?
Now, Mellar, you asked me earlier like what my next goals were, and I had a little trouble thinking of what they would be. That's actually what it is. It's because my work blocks Discord and Twitter, and like it blocks everything. And so it makes it really hard for me if I'm at work until 3 and then I'm streaming from 4 to 6:30. It makes it really hard for me to be more active in the Discord channels. That's a goal that I have set for myself, is to interact more on Discord, so that I can get to know people even better. But again, I kind of go on the rule of, if I'm not interacting in a Discord, I don't post my go live stuff.
That's
so
fair.
If I've been absent, because I feel like that's if we had to use the networking thing, I feel like that's the exchange, is that, are you in here and contributing to the community? Great, use that channel, but don't like just use the channel. But that's just me. That's just like an ethical thing that I kind of felt.
I don't actually post to many Discords when I'm live. I think I mainly do the Ship of Arcadian Discord now, and I am like hugely active in the Ship of Arcadian Discord.
And again, like, it's better to sort of don't look at it as a networking opportunity. Look at it as an opportunity to make friends, and you will have not only will you have an infinitely better experience, but you'll probably also more likely to be successful. I find, because if people if people get catch on to the, because I feel sometimes like people that want to network, there's a certain amount of feeling like that person is sort of using you to a certain degree, and you don't want that vibe. So if you're going out to make friends, and that's what you want to do, isn't it?
It has to be genuinely to make friends, not to use them.
Yeah, it is also a bit of a trap to just join too many Discords as well. So try and avoid that trap as well. Because once you've joined, it's difficult to leave. I mean, physically, it's easy because you just press a couple of buttons and you leave. But that's not what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah, hopefully they don't get bought out because like
it does change a lot of things.
When something this amazing gets bought out, it always ends up being shit. A really good example of that was Skype, because Skype used to be amazing, and then it was bought out by Microsoft, and it was immediately shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, I used to use Skype, and then before that was MSN.
Yeah, MSN was cool.
And I guess around that time was AOL as well, or something like that. I never used that one. I was MSN. I don't know what you're talking about. The only one I think
we all kind of.
But I would use Cornish's point of not everyone likes to change platforms, but like creating clips and stuff and putting them on TikTok.
If you can make that work for you, yeah, absolutely.
If you can, yeah. It's just like Cornish pointed out, you might not always get people who want to go to your platform, but they might enjoy your clips still, and maybe you'll get a bit. You never know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that's about the only one that I could really see working, because they get to experience you. Like if you're doing
But I always wonder, like, everyone's kind of on TikTok, and I always worry like
I'm not.
It's not for,
I'm not
it's
either.
not for,
I have
it's not for me.
Never using it
because it's for the children. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the young ones.
Are you kind of writing yourself off as just old lady at that point, though?
No, but like I feel like it's weird. Like it's weird that my parents and my grandparents are on Facebook. Like when the grandparents and the parents started getting on Facebook, it felt weird. And now I feel like the new younger generation social media is TikTok. And so I'm trying to stay in my lane. Right. You know what I mean? But also, if you're thinking about connections, are they going to come to your Twitch, or are they just going to watch your clips on TikTok?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
What is your goal?
What Cornish's point as well is that they might not always, but you might get like one or two.
You do make a good point, because Facebook wasn't truly shit until all the boomers came in, was it?
Damn.
But at the same time, I mean, I don't know. Like at that point where you're kind of writing yourself off as the old lady, is it not just a self-fulfilling prophecy, and you are becoming the old lady? Like, if you try and identify with the youth, are you not fighting off old age, or would you say that trying to identify with the youth makes you sound even older?
There's a difference between understanding youth, like the youths. Like there's a difference between understanding and like staying in your lane. So like I know how to use TikTok. I know what TikTok is. I know what it's for, and that, like, I'm not just like, oh, I'm not going to learn all these newfangled things. Like
Are you sure? Because that's what it sounds like.
No. It's just, I don't want to use, and maybe this is because I'm a teacher, because I don't want, there's some boundaries there that I have to navigate that maybe other people don't have to navigate.
You don't want that where like, oh, did you hear Mrs. Angry Angels on TikTok? Weird. Right?
Yes.
Right.
Well, or I'm looking at TikTok videos and suddenly I'm watching a kid, like a student. Do you know what I mean? And I teach high school, so these kids are over 13, so they're on Twitch, they're on TikTok. And so for me, it's just kind of a safety thing where, like, could I be on TikTok and enjoy myself? Yeah. I like Twitter. I like that kind of stuff. The short, tiny content, nibbles, niblets. But for me, it's also kind of I'm staying in my lane so that there's no room for someone to say I was doing, or, because it's just a mess. So I just stay away from it. I stay on Twitter, I stay on Discord, and those are fine for me.
That's fair. Around. We're going to move on now to segment 2. So we're going to start our interview with Angry Angel. I'm actually just going to start with a quick fire one. Do you prefer tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Coffee. You're a coffee lass.
But I didn't start drinking coffee until I was 28 years old.
Very
Dang.
specific. Why?
The husband drinks coffee, and he introduced me to it.
Oh, fair enough. Loving the...
I've never been a fan of coffee. I've accidentally had it twice, and I was like, nope.
Well, I wasn't a fan at first, but then I discovered flavored creamers.
That's fair. So I just drink peppermint. I'm usually water, but I'll drink peppermint tea and like some other stuff here and there. Peppermint tea is so good. I love peppermint tea.
I'm a bit weird when it comes to tea and coffee. I like coffee flavored things, but actual coffee is too bitter for me. But I don't like normal black tea. I like green tea and all this sort of fancy tea.
Yeah, the fancier stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a time that like me and my mom were sitting at the table together and like our drinks got mixed up. I took a sip. I'm like,
oh. So Angry Angel, would you mind introducing yourself to our viewers? Tell us about yourself and your sort of stream, your content as per se. I wrecked that. Shall I do it again?
You don't have to. There's beauty in chaos.
Look, I'm going to do it again. All right, I'm going to do it again, whether you like it or not.
You got to get extra serious. No.
So I'm going to... No, it's not saying it's serious. Angry. So, Angry Angel. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your
Tell
stream
us now.
And your your general content creation per se?
Sure, good sir.
So when you're angry, you become British. I see.
So the British are angry.
I see, Sir Angry.
Hello, I'm Angry Angel.
Because she's Angry Angel.
Yes, very good. Are you happy? Yes. Okay, I'm not gonna make fun of British people anymore. It's fine. It's good. Access. I am Angry Angel. Hello. I'm a full-time high school maths teacher, but my background is in music education. My major instrument was the tuba. And I was a band director for a lot of years. I have lived in 5 United States of the United States. Moved around a bunch, and now I'm here. My channel is mostly story type games, a little bit of horror, and it's got to have a story, basically, for me to enjoy playing it.
No Fortnite then. No Fortnite then.
Oh
no, I don't do PvP. But I will tell you that I grew up very rural and very poor, and so most of my video game experience up until about 6 years ago was just like basic Nintendo stuff. Our family had an NES, the original NES, a Super NES, but we only had 1 or 2 games for it. So I played a lot of Mario.
Nice.
That kind of stuff. And then I went a long time without playing, and then I got a GameCube. And so I played a lot of Metroid and Mario Kart on the GameCube. And then I went a while and I got a PlayStation 4. And that's the only reason I got a PlayStation... That's quite a jump. But the only reason I got a PlayStation 4 was because the husband had started playing Destiny. And I was teaching from home at the time, not during the pandemic, but for an online school. And he said, while I'm at work, could you do my Titan? Could you play my Titan through? Because I don't have time, because it was common to have all 3 characters.
Right.
And I kind of liked it. And I was like, I think I need my own PlayStation so that I can play Destiny 2 or also. And that was kind of history. I've only really played Destiny and Destiny 2 up until this past year. I quit Destiny 2. I'm 6 months clean from Destiny 2, and people who play Destiny 2 know what I'm talking about. But since it's one of the best decisions I ever made, I've played so many amazing games just this year that I never would have played if I had stayed on that Destiny 2 Chase the Dragon train, and I'm just really happy right now. So my stream is zaniness, a little bit of profanity, a little bit of
naughty
sexual jokes, and games with a good story and that are pretty. And that's me. I think. I think if I left anything out, definitely poke me with another question, but
Well, what's your favorite state that you've lived in so far?
I love Arizona.
Why?
Um,
How dare you? No, I'm kidding.
I actually moved to Arizona because my boyfriend at the time was applying to Arizona State University, and I was like, "Oh, I'll do that too, and we can just get an apartment or something." He was like, "Yeah, sure." And I moved out there before him. He moved me out. We drove out together, and then he didn't get accepted to Arizona State University, and I was left alone in Arizona by myself with all the expenses and the apartment and everything. So, ladies, don't follow dudes places. But actually, it's one of the best things that out of that tragedy, I became more independent. The scenery is beautiful out there. I love it hot, but I love it dry. Like Florida is wet Arizona. Essentially. But God, the mountains out there are gorgeous. There's so many things to do and see, and the different cultures that happen there, because you're on the border with Mexico and like Central Americas, or like the food. Oh my God. I really miss living there because it was just a beautiful, fun place to be.
So what ties you to Florida then? Is it your husband?
Yes, his family lives in Central Florida, and so when we met, we had gotten engaged, and we were trying to decide where we wanted to go to live, and we decided for Florida because if anything happened to us, his family would be able to help us out,
right?
If we hit any road bumps, financially or otherwise. So we moved here, and we've been here since 2010.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah.
Wine or beer, Angry Angel?
Why not where?
Wine or beer?
Wine. I've never had beer.
Never ever? Not even once? Never even tried it? Sip? Do you want some of mine?
Do you want some of mine?
I'm honestly, I don't understand how it happened, but I've never had beer. The only exposure to alcohol I had in college was hard liquor.
The only thing I've ever had is a couple coolers and maybe a glass of wine. I just don't care for it.
What's a cooler?
It's like a wine cool, like a peach schnapps or something. Like it's like a flavored.
They're usually like more flavored, like tastier drinks. Mine literally tasted like an orange creamsicle. If you've ever had one of those.
Oh, you mean like an alco pop?
Like it's like a Mike's hard lemonade. Like it's a hard cider or a hard lemonade, but it's peaches or something else. They
usually have like sweeter flavors. They're not just like so like they have some alcohol in them, but that's it. Like
I swore off alco pops a long time ago.
I think that's what you would call them, but yeah, that was like when I was like 20, if that.
Well, it's not seltzers.
Yeah, probably 20.
So like if you're saying is it like pops like soda pop, like a seltzer?
Yeah, so an alco pop is basically like a WKD or something, where it's pre-packaged some sort of hard liquor mixed with something very sweet.
Like a Mike's Hard Lemonade. Yep.
Yeah.
It'd probably be closer to
I got you.
They're normally
it's just like a wording thing that we call things differently. So I didn't even think about that.
I love learning what other people call things.
Yeah.
That's one of my absolute favorite things. Yes.
You'll say something and someone will be like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "This thing." Oh, that. And then they say their word, and yeah.
I don't remember who I was talking to earlier, but I might have been in somebody's stream, but we were talking about how I don't even feel like I even drink anymore.
Yeah, I don't drink very often at all, to be honest.
Like I don't buy it to have it in the house, and when I go out to eat, I have to drive home, so I don't want to get in danger with that at all. So it just doesn't. It's such a huge part of so many people's like college experience and socializing experience, and then suddenly like you just don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
But wine, if I have to pick, I like a rosé or like a white wine. I'm not a red wine girl.
Fair enough. Right, so I mean, you've been going for 6 months. You've streamed quite a few games. What is the not necessarily the best game that you've streamed, but the game that you've enjoyed streaming the most?
Ooh, that's Bloodborne. I would have said Horizon Zero Dawn until I played Bloodborne, because it's like everybody's tuning in to see me just get absolutely destroyed. And I don't even care. Like, there's no pressure. There's no pressure to be good at it. There's no pressure to get anywhere, because anyone who's tuning in to watch a From Software game, it knows exactly what you're going through. And it's like we're all in like an AI meeting. Or an AA meeting. That's what it is. Yeah, like we're Bloodborne Players Anonymous.
AI is very different. Yeah.
Like, oh, so you're suffering through this and you can't get through it. I see you. I see. Like, it makes me feel like we're all in it together.
Hello, my name
like
is Mellar21, and I've played Bloodborne. I haven't.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it.
Yeah. But yeah, my second favorite to stream was Horizon Zero Dawn, because I had never played it, and everyone else that was watching me had played it, and everyone was just waiting with bated breath for me to get to certain story beats.
Oh, it's so much fun, yeah.
The last stream that I did, because that's the first video game I've actually finished in a good long time.
Yeah.
I was just on stream crying because it was, to me, it was like, holy crap, this is so relevant and it's so right now that it just hit me the right way. But I like the games that everybody kind of just comes together to see how another person approaches it. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah. One game that I've watched a lot of, but actually haven't played it myself, is The Walking Dead. I've seen Arctic play it, Bray play it,
yeah.
And I watched Freeze play it. I swear there's one more. I've not played the game myself, but I've learned all the major plot points, and to see everyone having their reactions and stuff.
Well, a game that I've kind
very
of
much relate to
I feel that way about that's quite new is actually Tears of the Kingdom, just purely because there's so many ways to approach
I assume
things.
you're waiting for me to hit some stuff.
Yeah, there's so many ways to approach things in that game, because the thing that I kind of the observation that I made I think a while ago on your stream, Moon, was because with Breath of the Wild there's normally more than one way to do it, but it was quite often this is the right way to do it, but you did it a different way, and that's okay. But with Tears of the Kingdom, because there's so many different ways to do it, it doesn't feel like there's one like right way of doing it. It's just the way that person decided to do it, and everyone's different, so it's so much fun just watching people play that. Like, and there's so many millions of different choices that you can make.
It's like it's a new game. It's like you played the game, but now you're watching it's like, holy crap, I never even thought of that.
So each playthrough
and then
is
you
like
want
a
to
new
go
game.
play the game.
Yeah.
It's like it's a brand new experience. God, I understand that everybody wants Baldur's Gate to be Game of the Year, but I'm still gunning for Tears of the Kingdom.
I'm gunning for Tears of the Kingdom.
There has never been a game that I've wanted to play and then finish and then restart and try it again more than Tears of the Kingdom. I know this is off topic, but I'm just like,
Baldur's Gate looks great. Don't get me wrong, but I agree with you. I think that Tears of the Kingdom it really needs that.
I've done 2 dungeons so far, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
Well, I've just landed on Hyrule
because mine's stream only. So
yeah, same. Yeah. Art museum or history museum, Angry Angel? Or neither.
A joke in our house is that the husband is the history nerd and I'm the weirdo, because museums are so boring. They're so boring. The only museum I've ever truly enjoyed walking through was the Orsay Museum in Paris.
Yeah,
because it has all the fun stuff. It has all the the Renaissance stuff and the pretty colorful stuff. Oh God, it was beautiful. The Louvre was a disappointment. The Louvre is overrated. Old, boring, medieval, religious nonsense, and then you get to see the Mona Lisa,
which is
overrated. Which is tiny, and you have to wait in line. And yeah, I was so shocked that I was so disappointed in the Louvre, but the Orsay Museum I would have gone back.
Ah, fair enough.
So I guess art museum.
Fair enough. By default.
By default.
We'll go there.
Fair enough. All right. So out of the games that you've streamed so far, what was your least favorite game that you streamed? The one that you just hated?
That's a good question. It's a game I'm playing right now.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. It's a game I'm playing because my viewers requested it. Because I think
I know what it is.
they wanted to see me hate play this game.
Right.
Because I've said the whole time I'm gonna do that Bob's Burgers meme where like I'm gonna fine, but I'm gonna complain the whole time. That meme. It's Skyrim, baby dolls. It is any game. So any game that's too expansive without a clear story loses me. So something like Fallout. I've tried to watch some people playing Starfield and I just do not understand it. I do not understand why people are playing that game. Skyrim. I've tried playing Skyrim before. I've streamed Skyrim previously and I just gave up. But I keep my promises. So if you're watching right now and you voted for me to play Skyrim and you contributed your channel points, I'm going to play Skyrim. I'm going to give you your money's worth, but it's absolutely Skyrim. So I'm kind of hoping I'm going to learn to love it because I'm committed to it now.
I know Mellar very much enjoyed it, and Arctic is an insanely huge fan of Skyrim.
Yep. So maybe you guys can teach me how to love it.
Actually. I've never touched it myself. I guess probably for the same reasoning as you. It might just be too expansive for I don't know.
Because I never. But Horizon Zero Dawn is huge. Legend of Zelda is huge. Both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. But I finished those.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't describe Zero Dawn as an open world game because there's it gives the impression of being open world, but there's one very particular sort of route through the game that it holds your hand through the entire thing.
Maybe I reword it as it's large, like it's expansive, like it's not open world, but it's got a lot to do and keep track of.
Yeah.
But I think the fact. Something I was saying yesterday when I was streaming, that yesterday was my first day with Skyrim, is what am I doing? Why am I doing it? Who am I doing it for? Like these are questions that to keep me interested. I need those answers.
I do think that the game does get stronger on that point as you get into it, but at the start of the game, it doesn't really give you any direction. So you're absolutely right. But I think what you should find is that it gets better on that particular point as you get into it, theoretically.
Sergeant, who am I doing? Why am I doing it? Who am I doing?
Who am I? Oh no.
I'm just looking at the chat. Yeah, so I'm going to be patient and I'm going to work through it, and I'm hoping that I come out a stronger, better person on the other side of it with a new game that I love. I'm willing to suffer for your entertainment. I'm here for your pleasure.
All right. So, Angry Angel, ambition or comfort?
Comfort.
I'm surprised to hear you say that because I think you're quite ambitious.
Stop dieting. Stop doing stuff because other people say you should do it. Do what makes you happy as long as it doesn't hurt other people. Comfort.
This has been a public service announcement by Angry Angel _03.
Comfort.
3, 2, 1, comfort!
It's 2023. Everything's on fire. Order yourself a pizza. Please.
You know what? A lot of
Order yourself a fucking pizza right now.
Right now, do it. Everything is on fire. Just please enjoy your life. Stop doing stuff because you should and do it because you want to. There's enough stuff we have to do because we have to. Spend your free time. Do you know what I mean? Like comfort.
All right. Well, you invoked the sort of topic of pizza. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
If you're not on Team Pineapple, You're a scaredy cat. Only real ones put pineapple on pizza. If you want to hate on pineapples on pizza, that's fine. I'll just go ahead and live my beautiful fruit-filled life without you.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We agree, Angry Angel. High fives. Full.
I actually fall on the fence on that particular subject because, like, I won't go out of my way for pineapple on the pizza. I prefer not to, but at the same time, like, if someone offers me some or if it's going, I'll have it. I don't go like I'm not precious. I'm not precious. I won't be like, you like pineapple on pizza? Like, whatever. It is
Well,
not.
like,
there's nothing wrong with it. But
that leads me to one of my life rules.
You know,
so here's another Angry Angel service announcement. Don't yuck other people's yums. Everything's on fire. Let people like things. If you don't like something, that's fine. This person can like it.
Unless you like anchovies on pizza, then you can burn. I'm joking.
Say anchovies.
Do they even do that anymore? Hold on.
They got rid of them at my job. Thank God.
I gotta pull up Papa John's. I just need to know, like,
because every time we put an anchovy, we had actually not even a week ago, somebody asked, "Do you guys have anchovies?"
There's no way they still put anchovies on pizza. There's no way.
But basically, why I hated it so much is touching them, for one, because I had to put them on the pizza. And two, when that thing comes out of the oven, there you go.
Yeah.
It's still on the menu.
Of course, V4 would like anchovies. Ugh.
Yeah, she would. But no, like, whenever you put them through the oven, I could be at the back of the store. I have no knowledge that there is an anchovy pizza going into the oven. I will smell that thing when it comes halfway through that oven cook.
But you know what I'm gonna say? V4, live your best fishy life.
If you want your fish on pizza,
live your best stinky life.
You put those fishies on your pizza and you live your best life.
You sit in the corner and stink.
Oh man. Yeah, we got rid of them a couple of years back, I think.
Thank God.
I was so happy that they were gone. I'm just like, oh God, thank you. Thank you. We also weirdly had broccoli as well.
Broccoli, I could get behind. I'd get behind. I don't like broccoli, but I'd get behind it before I got an anchovy.
These guys put corn on pizza.
It's good.
These guys put sweet corn on pizza.
Yeah, it's my favorite pizza has sweet corn on it.
Huh. I don't know about that one, but maybe. I don't know.
It goes really well with chicken.
One of my favorites is garlic butter base with chicken strips and bacon. They sometimes put another meat on it, and then barbecue sauce.
I think the weird,
actually delicious.
The weirdest pizza I've ever had.
I like to do like a steak and cheese kind of. So it's like the beef topping with mushrooms and onions. It's like a savory.
Yeah,
like a hearty meal.
I think the weirdest pizza I've ever had was probably the ostrich pizza I had once. That was really good. It was like a one-time only thing, like literally in my town, in the Papa John's I used to work at. They were like, we bought some ostrich. You can buy an ostrich pizza, but once it's gone, it's gone. But the thing is, you know how these places, they always do, they always have like that one young person that works there just on Friday nights and Saturday nights, right? And the boss hadn't told her. So me and my dad walk in, we were like, yeah, we'd like the ostrich pizza. And she looked at us like we were on like we were Jeremy Beadle or something, like we were taking a piss. And then she was like, excuse me. And then the boss had to like rush over. She was like, no. He was like, no, it's real. And it was delicious. It was actually really, really nice.
Right now we've got the cheeseburger pizza.
Oh, the cheeseburger.
So it's basically
good.
Pickles, beef, tomato, onion, and then you cook it, and then you put ketchup and mustard swirl at the end.
Would you try an ostrich pizza, Moon?
I don't know.
What about you, Angry Angel?
I've had an ostrich egg omelet.
Ostrich eggs aren't the same as an ostrich, though, like actually eating the bird.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, I'm open to it.
Okay, good. Let's do it.
It's just chicken.
Yeah, pickle burger.
It tastes more like duck than chicken, but yeah.
Well, whatever. But I've had duck, I've had partridge, I've had goose, I've had like it's a bird. I'll eat it. It's yeah. unless it's endangered, in which case, no, I will not participate. But
Yeah, of course, yeah. All right, fair enough. Well, if you ever, Angry Angel, have you ever streamed a game that you loved, but your community was just like, nah, we're not watching Angry play that. That's...
I can't remember one, because I kind of get 6 to 8 people every time I stream, like so it's because y'all are fantastic and you show up to say hello to me, and I really appreciate that. I don't think I've ever played a game that just everybody was like, no.
Right.
Like they were sending me subliminal messages like, no, stop it. Not yet. Growth mindset. Not yet. I'm sure at some point I will land on a game where everybody's like, no, we're not into this. But not yet.
Fair enough. What about a game that you've hated? But I suppose this would be Skyrim as well. A game that you've hated, but your community's been really keen on watching you play.
Well, I know Skyrim, but I'll come back to Bloodborne. I didn't expect to love Bloodborne as much as I do.
Right.
Because everyone I had ever talked to in my real life that had played it said that they absolutely hated it. It was like banging their heads against a brick wall. It was the worst video game they've ever played. So I hadn't even considered trying it. And I don't remember who suggested it to me, but they said, you've got to try it. You've got to stream it. We want to see what you think. And so I guess I reversed your question, which is a game I thought I would hate, but someone encouraged me to stream. And now I look forward to it every week because I never know what's going to happen.
Amazing. That's great. Well, I've got a question here. I think I know how you're going to answer, but I'd be excited to hear what you say after. Fiction or non-fiction?
Oh, it's fiction, 100%.
I think most people.
I went through undergrad, a master's, and 2 years of a doctorate. I have read enough nonfiction to last me 1,000 years. Give me historical fiction. Give me fantasy. Give me sci-fi. Give me thrillers and mysteries and suspense. All of it. Yes.
Okay.
Fiction.
You do a book club, don't you? You haven't actually mentioned that yet, I don't think. Are you distancing streaming with that, or? So I did a few months of a book club. Oh, maybe that's my answer. It's not a game. Nobody showed up to the book club. Right.
So I stopped doing it. Right. I do run a book review blog. It's the longest thing I've done on the internet. It's angryangelbooks.com. And I've been doing it since 2016. And that was actually born out of me watching our notorious president get elected and me going, if I don't find something to focus on, I'm going to go insane. And so I started a book review blog, and I've been reading a book a week-ish since then. And so my website is just full of a bunch of different types of books, but they're mostly fiction. There's some memoir in there that I've just either loved or it was okay. And there are a few really like, don't buy this in there. But yeah, reading is one of, if I had to pick my biggest passion after video games, it's reading.
So if you review books, would you consider reviewing video games?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yes. Yes, I'd love to figure out my goal for 2024 is to pick a video editing program. And instead of just exporting my VODs to YouTube, I'd like to start really doing either instructional videos or review videos of video games. I think that would be a cool thing to do. Yeah,
genuinely, I recommend DaVinci Resolve. It's free. It's super easy to use. It's super powerful. You can do almost anything you want on it, unless you want to do something really complicated, at which point then you need to pay for one that's really expensive. So.
Yeah, I use Sony Vegas myself.
Sony Vegas is really expensive, though, isn't it?
I actually got it on sale, thank God. So it was significantly cheaper, actually.
Yeah. Because like full price, isn't it? Like over $100.
No, well over. I think it's like it hits like 500s.
Wow. Yeah.
And I got it for $2. So.
Yeah, not bad.
Or like it was like 152 on sale. Yeah. But I when I do AMVs and stuff, I do like really fancy stuff. I'm talking like 3D stuff, and you need a strong program for that.
Yeah, probably something slightly better than DaVinci, the free version of DaVinci Resolve. But it's very good for just like cutting VODs and making like little bits and pieces.
Simple stuff like that. Yeah, for sure. If that was all I did, that'd definitely be my go-to. But when
it sounds like
I deal with layers and shit.
It sounds like Bueno's a little bit more handy with DaVinci Resolve than I am, so I'm coming for you, mate, if I ever have any questions. Because I can't figure out the fusions, mate.
Ben, what do you mean for Doki Doki Literature Club?
What?
For the cast?
It's Ben being Ben.
Oh, okay, good. I'm not challenging Monica for her spot. I'm not doing that. I respect Monica enough to know that she's in charge.
1v1 her.
She is scary. Yeah.
I don't want her to even hear that I might consider that, because a respectful fear of Monica is healthy.
Hey, I've had her hang around to one of my streams for a bit.
Oh, you could have used slightly better wording.
Huh? I didn't even...
She hung around, did she?
Oh, okay. I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah. We did a Zoota, didn't we? And we did the whole like Terrence and Phillip, like with the
Terrence and Phillip, our mouths were going like that, like disconnecting. For Tsuki.
And then, didn't I, as a joke, because we looked like Terrence and Phillip, I kept doing the voice and like doing random like fart jokes.
Yes.
Oh
you
my
did.
god, I remember that now.
That was such a good stream. I don't know if there's anything lingering from it either, which is a shame.
Apart from the spell.
So clearly we just need to do it again, right? And make sure like I save the full VOD, because I would love to just go back on that.
Oh man,
because that was a silly one. That was really silly.
Have you got any questions for us, Angry Angel?
I'm getting back into a giggle bitch. Okay.
When you're looking around Twitch, or I guess I should start with a yes or no question. So two-parter. Do you still look at streamers you've never watched before? Or are you comfortable in your current community? And if you do look at new streamers to see what they're up to, what draws you in and hooks you to make that streamer a follow?
That's a good question. I don't really anymore. I should. I feel bad that I don't, but I don't know. I've just got so many people that I follow already. If I see someone online that I haven't spoken to for a while,
same boat as well.
Yeah, I like. It's like either I could go and meet someone new, or I could reconnect with someone who I want to speak
that you
to.
might not have talked to as much lately. Yeah,
exactly. So I probably I don't
even considering like my Fridays, like it'll be you and like two others, and I'm like trying to juggle you guys already. So like, let's just bring more people in here, and God knows when I wouldn't be able to connect as much, basically.
But I think the thing that like, if for example like I raid into you raid into someone who you don't know, what I'm looking for is like the genuine thing, but also like I think chat interactivity is really, really important.
Yeah. Like
a real big turn off is like someone who doesn't react to the raiders, like because
or you see them and like you go in the channel and they're just kind of like
immediately
for like a solid like few minutes. You know what I mean? Obviously like 10 seconds here and there, like that happens to anybody.
Immediately after the raid, it's fine, because like if you're part of the raid and you're like, hey, raid, and that, and then they miss your message, that's fine because it's part of the raid. And like receiving a raid can be quite overwhelming, and
sometimes,
like the natural thing for the receiving person to do is to focus on the raid leader, the person that actually raided you, the person who was streaming. And if I'm just someone who's coming along for the raid, but then when it calms down a little bit later, I'll say something in chat if I want to if I want to sort of interact with that streamer, and if that's then missed, that's a big like kind of thing. But I will always try normally 2 or 3 times before I give up, because it is really easy just to like miss the occasional message. It doesn't matter how good you are keeping up, you know. So but I think that's probably the main thing is chat interactivity. So if I can have like a decent conversation with anyone, they'll get a follow. Pretty much. Yeah,
probably about the same, honestly.
Yeah.
And I guess the other question I might ask is, you guys are comfortable in a community. Like you have the people that you watch given on certain nights of the week. You have people you know are going to come and watch you. What are you guys' goals for your streams, for your channels? If not growth, how do you see your streams and your channels as they sit in the current Twitchiverse?
I mean, I don't stream for growth, but at the same time, like, if I did stay completely stagnant for a really long period of time, or even worse, like actually go like backwards, I think I'd probably be unhappy with that.
For sure. But yeah, to get like, you know, the occasional new viewers and you start seeing like new faces come in consistently, it is really nice feeling for sure. But it's definitely not like what I aim for or anything like that.
Yeah. So I don't really.
So it's like the growth is really nice, but like I notice like certain games I'll play, I definitely do get more interaction. So I do like to bring those games around a bit more of that. But yeah. Yeah,
absolutely. So I don't stream for growth, but like I'm quite happy with just very slow growth. To be honest, as long as there's something, then I think I'm happy.
Yeah, you see a few new people, like new faces coming in. Like I've seen a few in my stream lately too, actually, of just new people coming in, and you get to chat with some new people.
Yeah, new friends. That's the main thing, isn't it? And I suppose because when you make a new friend, you get someone new to hang out with. Like not all the time, obviously, because not everyone on Twitch streams, but quite often they do. And so if you get a new friend, then you've got someone else that you can watch. And I'm going to show there's a really good example of that.
I mean, I end up bringing a lot of people from the Zelda community into like actually streaming with me. Mellar, Sarge, Aurora, like the list is growing on who I've like actually had on stream with me. It's a lot of fun to have company.
Absolutely.
No, actually, and I think in a world where we're increasingly indoors. You know, we're the bleak reality of the world we live in is something that we can not only escape in a video game and in the online atmosphere, but also it will make it more survivable because you have those friends. Like a lot of people really, really came down on like, well, online isn't meaningful. You can't, it's just all Zoom calls. You can't make a connection with people through a screen. And I disagree with that so strongly.
I think it comes more naturally to some people than others. And my guess would be it would be the people that it doesn't come naturally to that were like, oh, it's not meaningful. And then the people like us that it does come maybe more naturally to are like, what on earth are you talking about?
But I think this is going to be a valuable thing in the future. I think making those connections online with people around the world is going to make this world something that's worth being in. I think that's important.
Absolutely. To answer your question there, Moon, I actually met Ben through Virtue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the common link there. Although I don't know how Ben found Virtue.
That actually kind of is crazy that because Ben found both of us separately.
Yeah, there's definitely common links there, isn't there? Because there's Freeze, who had a mod that was the Shroomy one, which was one of our guests, who and Shroomy one knows Virtue. So I think there's
God, there's just like this circuit there that it's just crazy because like me and you found each other, but Ben actually didn't find one through the other. They found us through different people. That's mental. Yeah. But I think that's like one of the like really cool things sometimes is when people mention like how they found you.
Something I've said since I became an affiliate and since I've really become a part of these communities is I wish if I had known, I would have made a family tree.
Right.
Oh,
I wish if I had known how this worked, I would have done like
and we need to figure this out. How does everyone find everyone? And we're just gonna make a family tree, and everyone's gonna be on it. It's great.
I would love to have a tree of like those of you that are like my core friends here now.
That actually be
to
such a fun
know
little
like
thing.
where
How
did this come from?
Where did everyone
Yeah.
come from?
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Like, I know some people do just genuinely wander in, but some people do get to their destination from somewhere else.
Yep.
So yeah, that's actually something to be so cool.
Amazing.
Do you have any advice for a new streamer? So if there's new streamers in the chat, I'm a relatively new streamer. What would you say if you could say one thing and it's the one thing you would say to a new streamer? What would you want to make sure that you said to them?
Ooh,
I'm actually not too sure.
fun.
Definitely
That's
fun is the number
something.
one
Yeah,
thing,
don't-
and
Don't do it for the money,
yeah,
because you will be disappointed. Like, there's no bones about it. It doesn't matter how good you think you are. You're not going to make decent money from it. Yeah, just improve. Like,
Definitely
gradually.
enjoy
Don't do
yourself.
everything all at once.
and if you are like someone who is like so new that you only get like the 1 to 2 viewers, just like, you know, still talk as if someone is there as good as you can.
Absolutely.
And then when you do get new people, do you try and like make conversation with them and stuff?
Yeah.
Like that is probably like that was definitely my hardest part, because I do have anxiety and other stuff that I'm not the best talker. So
that's actually another thing, because there's this like business term that I learned relatively recently. It's like it's actually MVP. It's like minimum viable product. Right?
You mean not most valuable player?
No, not the most valuable player. And it's really interesting because I think a lot of people, when they're starting streaming, they're like, right, I need to do this, I need this, I need this, I need this. It's like, no, you don't. You just need a webcam and a game, and just go. And that's the minimum that you need. And just start with the minimum, go with it. But then between every stream, add something to the stream.
You can,
and
you know,
add it incrementally.
If you want to make your own graphics or like
and
find cheap stuff at first, and then if you want to actually make a what do you call it, like a certain design to your channel, you can do that kind of stuff later.
Manageable growth. You
Mhm.
don't have to spend a lot of money to be a streamer.
But it's
you don't.
It's all about because like putting all of the effort in right at the beginning, because a slightly better way of doing it that will probably make a better product. It isn't always 100% possible, but if you just go in with something fairly generic and then make it what your community wants. I mean, like, you might not have a community straight away, but if you just add a little bit, just, I don't know, spend 15 minutes between every stream just adding something that you like the idea of to your stream, and after a couple of months, you'll have a stream that is worth joining.
And also, if like you do have a couple of people who are frequent, they get to like see you evolve, which is cool.
Iterative improvement is the way. Don't just do it all at once. Right. So we're going to move on to segment 3.
I'll distract them.
People who are listening only, now is a really good time to draw your eyes to the screen, because we're going to start watching some clips as we're going to play Contextual Chattification.
That is one hell of a name. So
this is a game where we've been given some of Angry Angel's clips. She gave us some of her clips, and the idea is that they're clips where it's not necessarily immediately apparent what the context might be. We're going to watch the clip, and then Muna and I are going to try and guess the context before Angry Angel tells us the context. And it's a really good opportunity for us to obviously have some fun, but also to sort of showcase some of Angry Angel's clips.
Heck yeah.
Right, so we've got the first clip. What's it called? It's called Disrespectful Pie Hole. 3, 2, 1, play that clip.
But you shut your disrespectful pie hole.
What?
The kid said
you're
something.
Talking to Atreus. You're definitely talking to Atreus.
You know, 100%. Said something.
100%.
Because I saw the lines come up at the bottom. I don't know what he said to you though. What did the kid say?
I don't remember what the kid said, but literally his whole vibe is like, shut your fucking mouth. And
Boy.
do what you're told, like the whole time. It's just, I think
So
he
it's
says
basically
something
like
"Are
Mellar
you
with Fee.
Oh yeah, probably.
Shut
Yeah.
the fuck
So
up,
like
Fee.
the kid must have said something like, "Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this, Dad?" And he's like, "Be quiet, boy." And I'm like, "Yeah, shut your disrespectful pie hole."
Yeah, Atreus is really annoying. To be honest,
Not
that's
as
why.
annoying as he,
That's
though,
another
right?
game I want to come back to.
That's
Like
what-
I streamed it a couple of times, but I never finished it. But I need to come back to it because it was good.
I get a little bit tired of watching this game because everyone and their wife seemed to be streaming this when it first came out. But it is quite fun now that I've seen the entire game to watch someone first playing the early part of the game, because in the early part of the game, Atreus is fine. He's actually quite a sweet kid, and then me and anyone who knows are like, "Fucking Atreus, I hope he dies," and all this, and the streamer's always like, "Whoa, dude, he's just a kid," like all this kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, and I never tell anyone. I'm never like, "You wait." I'm just like, Atreus.
It's better when the opposite happens and like you dislike a character very much, but then the story progresses them, and
really
you're
nice.
like,
yeah.
protect at all
But then
costs.
there's always that moment where, like, because they obviously all the streamer sees is chat being like randomly aggressive towards this sweet child. But then there's always this moment, and I absolutely love it, where they're like, "Oh, I see why you guys didn't like him now," and I love that.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I love
Yeah, it's
that
not often I
moment.
actually see the reverse where you like a character and then not like them.
It's nice. I like
happens.
character development, either from good to bad or bad to good, is
Yeah.
always amazing.
Character development is very important.
Now that we know the context, let's watch that clip again, shall we? All right, so I'm going to cue it back up at the beginning. 3, 2, 1. Replay that clip.
But you shut your disrespectful pie hole.
I love
wonder what he said,
the matter-of-fact way you say that is just so endearing. Right.
Also,
On to the second clip. This one's called Get Help.
hang on, I just need to do something.
I don't
here.
even need to play this one.
All right, that's fine.
Sorry, I just needed to bonk Ben. It's fine.
Do you want to rephrase that by any chance? No. Okay.
No.
No worries. Right. Right. So let's get this one ready. So 3, 2, 1. Play that clip.
A lot of fun with that. When you said chicken dance, I was like,
Oh no.
well, no, you can just have your own little thing. That's amazing.
She does that every single time. I love it.
I mix it up a little bit, like I do some different movements, but yeah, if someone plays the chicken dance, I'm obligated to do.
There was this one time, right, when I was on a call with Bray, we were playing something together, and you like introduced a new move, right? And I think it's the one where you're just like that, and I lost it, bro. I was absolutely dying with laughter. I was howling, bro.
Yeah, see, when you said chicken dance, my mind always goes to like the da 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 da.
No, we when we do things, we do them over the top.
Oh, that's amazing though. That's hilarious. I love it.
I adore that chicken dance. I think we've kind of, just by way of our reaction to it, I think we've kind of spilled the beans on that one, to be honest.
There is no context. It just happens.
It's just a
happens.
redeem,
Mhm.
right? Like,
Just-
there's
and I
nothing
think-
else to say, but it's awesome to see, you know? Like,
But I think the context here is that you'll notice if you've played Bloodborne, I'm still in like my first set, and I think I was in a place where I wasn't entirely safe. And when I tell you I dropped what I was doing, I was gonna get killed. And I was
You're
okay
just
with
like-
it because when you play the chicken dance, I do my chicken dance.
Oh,
that's
my days.
amazing.
I love that. All right, let's move on to the third clip then. This one's called This is Angry Angel 03.
Oh yeah.
So we queued this one up. 3, 2, 1. Play that
I
clip.
am a bitter, jaded old bitch, and I would be like, "You shall not pass. Where's my money?" Like I'm not made for fame. I am a bitter, jaded.
I actually took this clip, so I'm gonna let you go, Moon. Like what?
I'm assuming something's been said in chat that we can't see.
Do you have any notion
nothing seems
as
to be
to
going on in the game? So I have no idea.
I think we were talking about like famous people we had seen.
we were talking about Ian McKellen because there was there was a time when he was in some sort of school.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, like he showed up to a school, and I was like, you got to imagine people like have to get sick of that kind, like space, like Galaxy Quest. Like you just show up to the cons and you're like, oh my god, and like Alan Rickman going, by Grapthar's hammer, you shall be avenged. Like if I have to say that line one more time, I'm gonna lose it. But then we were talking about how Ian McKellen absolutely loves it. Yeah. He's 100% in on it, and he doesn't get tired of it. But I was like, no, I would get tired of it. I would be like, okay, I showed up, I said the line, give me my money, I'm out. That was what we were talking about, but I don't remember why we got onto that topic.
Conversations are just like a roller coaster of like this thing leads to that thing, leads to that thing, leads to that thing, and suddenly you're talking about God knows what.
I have some of my best conversations while I'm running around in Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Like you would think I would be like I'm concentrating, but like I'm talking to you while I'm doing it.
Oh yeah,
so the most random stuff comes up, but it's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Me and my friends, I don't know how it always happened, but like we would be talking, like standing in the kitchen, or standing in the dining room, whatever, and somehow we would just end up sitting on the floor and we talk for like 2 hours, just about the most random stuff.
Yeah.
And it just kind of like we were on the floor. We wouldn't even like move to the living room or something. We were just like all of a sudden we were just on the floor sitting and talking. And it's like, okay, well this has happened. But we always had a blast, and yeah, just the most random conversations could come up, and it's just funny.
Well, now that we know the context, should we rewatch that clip again?
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Play that clip.
I am a bitter, jaded old bitch, and I would be like, you shall not pass. Where's my money? Like I'm not made for fame. I am a bitter.
I think the highlight of that is the bit where you're like, I'm not made for fame.
I'm not made for fame.
I'm not made for fame.
Oh my god. So now we go Ancient Shaft. Breath of the Wild.
No.
All right,
Oh,
so
no.
No.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Play that clip.
Up, over, that way, and skabash.
Skabash.
Delicious. Who doesn't love an ancient shaft? Really. Just as ancient as you can get.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god!
Amazing.
I mean, I can see that you're on your way to the Goron Divine Beast, didn't you?
Yeah. I have a funny clip in that area too.
What, in the area of the Ancient Shaft? Oh,
no. The Goron area.
You should keep your clips of your ancient shafts to yourself.
The block hit me in the face, and I just went flying off it into the lava.
I love the ragdoll physics.
I ragdolled so badly. It was so funny.
I love the ragdoll physics. It's so funny.
I mean, that is what it is, isn't it? It is an ancient shaft. They're good for.
Speak for yourself.
I don't know. What do you use? Are they for like the machine or something like that? You like trade them in for stuff, or is that different pieces?
Oh yeah, that's what you use it for with Robbie. Isn't
Yeah.
It?
Yeah. It's Robbie, right?
Yeah, it's the ancient. Well, you can sell them too.
Yeah, you can always sell them.
If you're desperate, you can put your ancient shaft on the market and sell it online.
How much do they go for now?
Depends how cheap you are.
Does anyone want to buy one right now? I'll load up my game. I'm sure my house.
Only
Only
shots.
Oh no.
Oh no.
All right, shall we move on to the last clip?
Oh my god.
Oh no, this one's one of my old ones. This
I
one's
love everybody's butt. It's called.
Oh.
All right, you ready with this one?
Yeah.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Play that
Angel,
clip.
I love your butt. I love your butt.
Oh.
You're an angel, and I love your butt. Come back soon. I hope you have a good dinner. I have a couple of cookies waiting on me for after stream. Jeter, it's so good to see you.
Oh, it's the
I
same
love
bit.
your butt.
How did this start?
I love everybody's butt. I love everybody's butt. Angel, and I love your butt.
I love that. I think it came from a place of wholesomeness, and it quickly devolved into rudeness, didn't it?
I feel like that's my brand. I think you just 100% labeled my brand. It starts wholesome, but it devolves into rudeness very quickly.
How did you end up just getting on like everyone's butt?
There is a streamer I follow called Wardare, and he's a primarily just chatting streamer.
Right.
And there is a follower of him that came over to my channel, and her name is Tefe. And every time she sees me, she says, "Angel, I love your butt," and then she does a bunch of peach emojis.
Oh my
Right.
And so she had been in my stream that night talking in the chat, and she said she had to go make dinner.
Oh.
And so it started as, "I hope you have a good dinner. I love your butt." Like I was responding to her in chat.
Yeah.
And then somebody else in chat was like, "Well, what about my butt?" And I was like,
I love
your butt too. I love everybody's butt.
And then, of course, you get clipped to take it out of context. I love that.
All good.
Just loves butts.
Who doesn't?
Oh,
Amazing.
it's good.
Oh my god. I think I mean I don't know about you, but I'm entirely spent.
My stomach says,
was it as
"Feed
good for
me."
you as it was for me?
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
No, this was a lot of fun. I like hanging out with you guys, and thank you to everybody in chat. So many of you I've met through Mellar. And so it's so nice to see you guys having fun and talking to you about what we all do. It's been a fun evening. This was a really nice thing to do, and I've enjoyed it. So thank you for giving me the opportunity.
It's been a genuine pleasure. Thank you so much for coming and being a guest. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. Also, Moon, thank you so much for co-hosting this evening, sort of going out of your way to do so as well. So thank you so much. Any final gambits before we move on?
Gotta
We close
start.
off?
We got to wave at each other in Brady Bunch style. Yeah. I don't really know if I'm probably not waving at Mellar because my layout's probably different from
No,
his,
you
so I'm
got it.
waving to a dark void.
No, thank you everyone for watching. Like and subscribe,
Or else.
or else
I
don't know.
I'll take your pizza.
Or the boogeyman's gonna get you. I don't know. But
No, I'm stealing their pizza if they don't.
Yeah. So thank you very much, and let's say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Consider yourself Chattisfied.